What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Rapl. His opponent today in the teal color. His name is Oranos. No, his name is Matrius, and he's playing Oranos. I stuffed that up. Their opponents today in the green color, playing as Thor. His name is Wesker. And in the blue color, playing as Thor, his name is I Bring Life, also known as Shelty. So we just saw one game. I'm not sure what the rules were in this 2v2 tournament. This is the finals of a 2v2 tournament that I didn't even realize was going on. So, shows how much I know. Anyways, I don't know what the rules are. Maybe they have to change gods if they win. That seems to be becoming more and more of a standard rule in the tournament format. So maybe that's what's going on here, or maybe the Matrius and Rapl just felt like a Hades Oranos kind of situation would go well for them. Definitely Oranos, very, very strong in team games. I feel like the team game tier list is a very, very different kettle of fish than the 1v1 tier list. Those Norse gods get a really big boost. The fast, speedy civilizations like Oranos, Zeus with the Centaur get a big boost as well. Ra gets kind of a little bit, or Egyptian get kind of a little bit of a nerf in the team games because they can get punished a lot easier, though they are still, well, at least Ra is still very, very strong. Same too, I mean, all the gods are really, really strong, but it becomes very, very interesting seeing those Norse gods having a significant advantage in these team games. But 2v2 is also a different kettle of fish to 3v3 as well, because the maps are not as big as 3v3. There's less chaos going on, so that kind of less favors the Norse player. The chaos normally favors the Norse player. So it's kind of more like a mini 1v1 with a little bit of assistance from your ally, and things can get a little bit 1v1-ish. So we'll see if this game is going to be similar to last game with just pure chaos and just raids going all, or it's going to be a little bit more of a 1v1 here situation. And so we do have Pandora's box on the map. This is negative 25% myth unit training time. We've also found ourselves the fetters of Fenrir. No other relics have yet been uncovered, so we'll see what those are going to be when they get found. But nothing too special just yet in this game. Now the next question is, what should you really be thinking about doing with your god powers in team games? And the real big thing is that if you've got a god power that can be used in coordination with your partner's god power, that's what you should do. Every single time, that's what you should do. As we see some technologies getting researched by Shelty, who's getting hand axe and husbandry. A little bit surprised to see that here as Freya's coming through. Pretty rare upgrades to be seeing in Age Mythology now, as those early game upgrades getting researched pretty early. We don't see it too often, but we'll see how it's all going to go. Athena coming through for Rapl, no real surprise there. I mean, Ares is kind of okay. There's not really a whole lot of difference for Hades, Ares, or Athena. The reason you would go Athena over Ares here is just restoration can be worked in coordination with the Oranos, with your team game player, to heal up their units or win a big fight. So that's why Athena is slightly higher than Ares, or maybe much more of a better pick than Ares in the team games. Though if you're playing a 1v1, I would imagine that you could just roll a dice and you would have exactly the same win rate with Ares or Athena against Norse here. The trio's bow here has been uncovered, extra 2 range for your archers. It's actually really, really good for the Hades player against Norse, because then you're getting a 17 range Toxotes against those like 9 range throwing axemen, so you can pick those off really, really easily as we're continuing along. All the hunt about to get finished up. Prometheus has come through for Matrius. Athena's come through. The Freyas have come through, as well as those Valkyrie. They're going to be moving across the map looking for some things to take out. Now, the big difference here between the Zeus mirror, or the Zeus gods, and what we're seeing in this game without Zeus is these Valkyrie actually get some value here. So Greek has to kind of sit back and kind of do some stuff, and the Oranos has to deal with the Valkyrie as well. So that's what we're going to be seeing happening right here, as we see Sentinels getting cast. Double stable coming through for Rapl. A little bit surprised to see this. This means that Rapl wants to play a little bit more in coordination with the speed of Oranos here to try and kind of run around the map and do something with those Hippocon. So we'll see how that's going to go as they're going to be coming out very, very slowly. It does take 20 seconds for a Hippocon to come out in the classical age. So they're very slow to build as the village is going to be retreating away. The Valkyrie coming through, going to be looking for some damage here. We do have the Sentinels here. We've got a handful of goats. But this is going to be a pretty slow start here because everyone's in their base. No more food left on the map. There's a decent amount of goats, probably enough for Shelty to do some kind of a semi-fast heroic age here as we see more raiding cavalry coming through. But if he doesn't go for the semi-fast heroic and goes for mass raiding cavalry, he's going to have to farm, which is going to really slow down the game. And that's the same for Wesker. That's the same for the Oranos player, which does lend itself to second town center play. So in the classical age. So if Matrius and Rapl can force some really, really strong attacks here, they're going to be pretty happy with that. As now Matrius and Rapl are going to be going after Wesker in the start of this game, going straight for this gold mine. They notice it's a little bit exposed. There is a little bit of gold left in this other in this home dwarven gold mine that was placed, but the longhouse going to be going down. We do see the raiding cavalry going to be attempting to chase these Hippocon away. You can do a cheeky speed pull, or what's it called? Speed walking with those Hippocon to get them away. But now the longhouse goes down. It's going to be, you don't really want to fight this one as the Norse players just yet. You want to hold as long as you can. Let those buildings go down and just take your time here as we are seeing the raiding cavalry trying to push in. The Minotaur actually managing to get some attacks off here, but the Hersa are in onto this position. You do want to micro that one away as we are seeing that happening. The Hippocon going after those Hersa nicely here as the Minotaur going to be returning back in onto this fight. Restoration getting thrown down here as the raiding cavalry have to retreat back. A beautiful start here by Rapl and Matrius. Wesker and Shelty have managed to pull back, and we see the towers up, so nothing too significant happening. But Rapl and Matrius have dictated the pace of this game right now, and I think Townsend is getting dropped in the next minute or so for the Oranos, and maybe a minute or two later for the Hades. It's going to be a really, really nice continuation here as we see the raiding cavalry swinging around here, looking for something to take out. As the stables, a little bit of housed action actually coming in for Rapl. He needs to sort that out. He is throwing the houses up, so no real problems. Could be getting himself medium raiders. If you get housed, getting tech while you're building those houses can be a nice way around that. As now we're seeing Matrius and Rapl now moving in, going after Shelty. This is exactly what you want to be doing if you're playing team games. You want to be moving around with your partner, finding weaknesses in your opponent's position as best as you can. As the raiding cavalry here for Shelty searching around for something to attack, and they will be finding a town center coming up over here. Nice play. This is exactly what we're talking about. This is what makes sense for Matrius to do here, is get this town center. But Shelty is here to say no. As the units retreat back, we see the watchtower is up. Rappl's going to continue putting pressure over here. Don't care about that tower. It doesn't do that much. We see the town center going to be going down. Shelty can actually stay here, take down the manor, and potentially kill off that citizen as well, though it will take just a little while as the citizen going to be getting sped walk away. That's so smart. You can see that that's what Matrius did. He selected his Murmillo, selected his citizen, and he's retreated said citizen back home here, and he's going to be eating up this herdable as best as he can, but the citizen gets trapped here by the herdables. That's absolutely huge. Snipes that villager, going to be getting away. Meanwhile, the pressure is still mounting in Shelty's base, but Shelty hasn't really taken any significant damage just yet. He's losing a tower, he's losing his houses, hasn't lost any villages. Farms slowly starting to get thrown up by Shelty. As we see a forest fire coming through, going to get a big amount of damage here as the raiding cavalry for Wesker coming through to push these guys away. Still not ready to take this fight. Says, wait for my raiding cavalry and then we will engage. That is 100% what he needs to do. Now I see Rapl retreating back. He's got a good amount of units here. He's got those Hades shades to boot. Still no medium raiders though for Rapl, as he's definitely going to need that in the near future. Plow coming through for Matrius. He's ready to start those farms, starting this town center back up again, as now Matrius going to turn around, ready to take out these units. But as the units come in, everyone just retreats back, and everything is great here for the Norse players. They're just letting the units kind of bounce off them in a really, really smart way here. And the amount of pressure that Rapl and Matris is doing is great, but the Norse players are not making any significant mistakes just yet in this game. Sniping down a stray unit there, nice play. Starting to see the Troy's attempting to farm outside her walls. Why would you build a farm here? Just come home. Come home, build a farm around this. What are you doing, Rapl? Of course you're going to get raided. Skadi now coming in for Shelty. This is absolutely huge. He's managed to get that. Thundering Hooves coming through for Wesker. He's going to be running around the map like a madman here. As we do see, the villagers have been spotted here. A shockwave is going to be able to pick off tons of these units here from Atris as well. As, I mean, it looks like the villagers just do get taken down. We see Forest Fire attempting to get dropped here, as well as that's the Hippocon in, ready to block off the retreat path, and Shelty is going to be incredibly upset to have been found out in the back of that map there. Nice play by Matris to find that one, and good consolidation from Rapl to clean up the rest of those dwarves. So now Shelty is in the heroic age, but he's got no gold income. So we see the raiding cavalry retreating back. There's the frost coming through. He might be able to frost the entirety of this army here, which would be a very good usage of it. Frost? Frost? No. The unit's still not... Okay, no frost. There's a huge shockwave coming in here as Rapl is saying, no, I'm not going to get close to here. I don't want to get involved in a double frost here. So you'll take this fight, and then I'll move in and fight afterwards. So the damage getting done. Matris retreating back. We are seeing some raids coming through, not really hitting all too much. It's really, really hard to raid an Atlantean player. As we're also seeing crenellations coming through for Matris to deal with those raiding cavalry here. As the units retreating back for Shelty, and that's what's happening here. Shelty going to be coming back onto this gold mine. Needs to get this one going because he needs gold, otherwise he cannot produce units. It's a really, really important thing. Now we do see the raiding cavalry. They will actually spot this hero citizen here, trying to make a retreat away. You do have to control your raiding cavalry somewhat nicely to pick off a citizen. Otherwise, he or she is just going to retreat away and take a little bit of damage. But if you get a surround, it's all over. As we are seeing Rapl now hanging in this corner here. We'll see if he can hold off. We've got 15 seconds, or not 15 seconds. We've got about half a minute to 45 seconds until Aphrodite comes in. And Rapl is currently stuck here. So he wants to push out, cast Curse, Force Frost here away from his villagers and just take the reduced amount of damage that he can. Beautiful play here from Rapl. He is currently... executing what really does look like 300 here. He's like, no, I'm going to sit in this corner. You come in. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And Shelty's just like, I'm not going to let you out. And you just kind of have a bit of a stalemate here. As Rapl, no, you just stay in that position there. Well, Rapl makes a big mistake moving away there. Huge amount of losses coming through. Aphrodite just about to pop, but is it going to be too little too late here for Rapl as the damage is being done? Meanwhile, there's the curse getting thrown down here. But meanwhile, we see the raiding cavalry going after Rapl as this town center getting taken out. The village is getting taken out on this gold mine. Rapl in a ton of pain. We do see the Nemean Lions coming in to help out. Making some prodromus here would be a really, really big help. And it looks like Rapl lost nearly every one of his villagers on this gold mine. He only gathered 300-ish gold from that one. Meanwhile, we see the frost getting dropped over here, not wanting his villagers to get picked off yet again. Shelty is forced to drop that frost, and that's exactly what Rapl wanted to do. So he's managed to force out the frost in a defensive way, which is the worst usage of frost, and that's going to be great for Rapl here. Now we see some raids coming over onto this gold mine. So many dwarves getting picked off here. Matrius is going to be just going so far in front of this game because he's only really lost one citizen or two citizen here. So effectively 6 villages Matrius has lost, whereas Rapl has lost a ton, Wesker has lost a ton, and Shelty has lost a ton. And Shelty is just going to be playing catch-up in this game. He's currently behind by about 500 score because of all those dwarves that he lost earlier. So he's got a long way to go to find himself back into this game. We're seeing the Prodromus now going to be coming in to help out in this fight. But the big problem for Rapl to continue taking this fight in the heroic age is he doesn't really have an answer for those frost giants. Yes, Achilles is decent, but it's not going to be really enough here as Rapl trying to retreat back. He does have the Nemean Lion, but it's not going to be enough here because the frost giant hard counters it. Meanwhile, Wesker's got tons of units here. He's in the heroic age and he is attempting to get as much gold as he possibly can. We do see some dwarves over here on this gold mine. There's tons of gold up in the top corner of the map, which hasn't really been scouted just yet, as now Shelty's going to be looking for some raids. He still doesn't have that Thundering Hooves technology, so he's raiding cavalry a little bit slow. I mean, Prodromus here have got 6.6 speed, so they've got the same speed as the raiding cavalry. So we'll see how that's going to go as heavy infantry now coming through for Matrius as he is motoring ahead. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Mythic Age coming in soon here. As we do see a palace up on this position, the villagers are fighting back. If Matrius micros this just a little bit, he should be completely fine, but he's not yet microing it. So the villagers trying to shank away, take down these Wesker raiding cavalry. Meanwhile, we are seeing the raiding cavalry coming through for Shelty and Wesker. They see the weakness and they're going right after it. Meanwhile, this defensive position here, those frost giants enough to say not today. And we will be seeing that the units have been spotted here as the palace going to attempt to get repaired back up. We've got 9, 10 citizen on this position. Going to try and take out these units as best as he can. We've got the units completely out of position here as Matrius and Rapl going straight after the enemy base here. We see Axe of Muspel coming out. The palace going to be going down straight away. Will the villagers get back to this town center or not? We see fortified town centers getting queued up as well, and this is going to be the damage which the Norse team needs to do to find their way back into this game. Meanwhile, Frost onto this position to prevent any sort of reinforcements from coming in. We do see some Prodromus coming in onto this position. 3 villages already going down. The villagers making a break for it. We've got 2 villagers in the manor as well. We've got 4 villagers managing to retreat away. This citizen looks like it's going to be getting taken out as well. And that is, oh no, gets into the manor for the time being, but now the town center can get taken down. No problems here. Remember, this is a Oranos town center, so a little bit weaker than the standard town centers here. As over here, we do see those Stymphalian birds are going to be getting taken down by the Axe of Muspel. Throwing axemen here, irrigation coming through for Rapl, fortified town centers coming through for Matrius, but will it come up in time? Looks like it will. We see a palace getting dropped down here as well. The heavy Prodromus are enough to push these raiding cavalry away. We see one citizen does manage to get sniped there. Nice awareness from Shelty to snipe that one off. Meanwhile, the Prodromus do come through, get a couple of jabs away every single time. They get a little bit of damage here. That's a huge amount of HP loss as the units retreating away from this position, as the Norse players seemingly have managed to equalize here somewhat. But Matrius is continuing the pressure onto Shelty's lone gold mine at the back here. This gold mine, you need to put some defensive, some sort of defenses around here. You can't not do that, as Shelty is just having taken so much damage here, as he's going to be retreating back into his base. We see the raiding cavalry searching for something to take out here. Matrius 3 town centers, and we see Artemis coming through for Rapl right now. That's absolutely huge. A huge earthquake onto Shelty's base could be enough to force Shelty out of this game here, especially because there's all the farms here, and he's got a ton of villages have been taken out in this game. Not only that, the Chimera coming through can be a really, really difficult thing to deal with if microed correctly. As units retreating back here, looking for something to do. And we see the Frost Giants will be sitting back on this gold mine yet again. He needs to be over here. We do see that Pegasus is in for Rapl, and he doesn't have... This is exactly what you need. This is what Greek players need. 1 Pegasus. Fantastic. 1 Pegasus is going to be able to scout where everything is all the time. We see the settlement over here gets denied. Artemis is now 45 seconds-ish away. Shockwave getting cast over on this position. The Stymphalian birds taking down those Frost Giants incredibly fast here. Those throwing Axon immediately going straight after the Stymphalian birds. They take them down so quickly once they start firing, as Mattress not really microing this to the best of his ability, as now he's clicking up through Helios. Absolutely huge Mythic Age god choice here by Mattress. In a team game, you can hit your opponent, you can hit your opponent's partner, you can hit your opponent, and there's nothing they can do to chase you around. It's such a strong heroic age or Mythic Age power spike to be done there. We're seeing the temple getting taken down here as well as a marker getting thrown up by Shelty here. He's going to be looking to get to the Mythic Ages as fast as he can. We see Copper Mail coming through, infantry coming through. Artemis is in now. Will we see that Earthquake getting dropped? It looks like he will drop that one immediately here, taking down all these buildings. Will the town center go down? Yes, it will. And now the unit's going to be returning back in onto this position. We do see a town center up on this position here as all the houses getting dropped. The problem is this is where the food economy is for Shelty, and it's going to get absolutely dismantled here. But it looks like Rapl not ready to continue pushing in onto this position just yet. Going to wait for a little bit of reinforcements before continuing to take this fight. There's a low hate. I don't know why he's retreating. He's got Prodromus, and he's got his heroes can take down this Frost Giant incredibly easily here. There's no real reason to retreat, as a Chimera is going to be swinging around, trying to take down these villages here, it would seem. As Wesker, what is he doing? Wesker not doing too much here. We see Balder on the way though for Shelty, so he's going to attempt a Ragnarok here. We'll see if it's going to work out for him. We still don't have, is Wesker close to the next age? It looks like he should be getting close, so it's going to be a big deal. But Helios is coming in, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a vortex onto this town center here. As we see the and that's exactly what we're seeing, a vortex onto this town center, and that's going to shut down the Ragnarok prospects here for Shelty, as well as the villagers are all going to go down. There's no escape here for Shelty, as he's got nowhere to run. His town center is going to go down incredibly fast with that Hecka Gigantes. Those Mermilla are going to help out as well to destroy this one. The Balder not going to come in. See champion infantry coming through for Matrius as well, as he is motoring ahead. Look at his score, 4,500. An absolute clinic of a game here from Matrius. Finishing off that settlement, we see the Chimera here chasing these units away. Shelty's got 2,000 resources back from losing that town center, but that's going to force him out of this game. Wesker, Shelty both decide that the game is done. They almost managed to get themselves back into this game, but Shelty just couldn't find a gold mine and hold on to it. In team games, it is well worth it to just throw the walls up. I know this is Ghost Lake and things are a bit weird, but if I was Shelty here, one hill fort maybe, instead of burning this forest, instead of going for this gold mine, one hill fort, wall. I mean, alternatively, just don't throw Dwarven gold mine down in team games. You don't need that early game boost in team games. Where you lose the game as Norse in team games is on the second gold mine. If you hold off on casting Dwarven gold mine and go for a heroic age Dwarven gold mine, then you don't need to move out to the second gold at 10 minutes into the game. You can move out to the second gold at 15 minutes into the game, and then there's no way for your opponent to get raids, and you're in a fantastic position. And that's the same here for Wesker as well. We didn't see as much economic damage onto Wesker, but if you hold that Dwarven gold mine, I feel like you're in a much better position with Thor than if you're not in team games. I am starting to come around to the Dwarven gold mine in 1v1s, but in team games, I don't see the point in the extra, 15 to 20 seconds of early game advantage. But that's just my opinion, and maybe it's wrong, but well played by Matrius and Rapl. If you guys enjoyed this game and enjoyed team games, definitely let me know about the 2v2s, and we'll see if we can get some more done. You don't get a whole lot of 2v2s played in Age of Mythology. People prefer the 3v3s. But if you guys did enjoy it, please let me know. Hit the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.